Hello. Today I'm here with Team OrangeHorn to instruct the major importance on starting trap shooting and all shooting sports with the proper eye dominance. My name is Kurt Wagler and I'm going to be your narrator throughout this instructional video. And we are not saying this is the only way to do it, but we are suggesting possibilities for people to try to better themselves with a little extra knowledge. So in front of me here today I have Owen, and Owen does a lot of our YouTube videos, and he is going to demonstrate how to properly tell what your eye dominance is, whether it's for archery or for the gunning world. So here he's going to go and he's going to make a circle with his hands about the size of a quarter, and he's going to look at the camera, and as you can see right there, we see Owen's right eye. That means Owen is right eye dominant. This is the best way. A lot of archery instructors will tell you this, as well as gun instructors. This is one of the better ways to tell eye dominance. You just make a hole and you have somebody, you hold it about a foot away from your body, as Owen is, and you have somebody look and tell what eyeball they see. And so that is it. Owen is right eye dominant. So this is very important because this dictates whether or not he needs a right or left-handed gun or bow. And without this, you would not be able to look through the sights accurately and stuff like that. So this is our segment on eye dominance and how to properly disclose which eye dominant you have. Alright, so welcome back. We are going to talk briefly about gun handling safety. Again, Owen is going to demonstrate as I talk through some of this. We're going to start with the break barrel shotguns, which would be your over-unders, your double barrel side-by-side. This is an old double barrel side-by-side. This gun is old enough to have hammers, as some guns will. All will have the break action lever right there that breaks the barrel open. When the barrel is broke open, it cannot fire. We still want to keep it empty if it's not our turn to shoot in the trap line. Okay? When you close a break barrel for safety and for less wear on the firearm, you would always want to push your lever over and nicely let them down and lock it in. You can tell the guys that really respect their firearms, they will do that. Always hold your gun pointed downward when you're at the range or at the trap field, so that it is not pointing at anybody until it is your turn. Okay, that's with any gun. We're going to go now to a pump action shotgun. We have a Benelli Nova here for the demonstration, and Owen is going to show you how to open the firearm because they will not slide open. They are locked. He will demonstrate. They're locked. It won't open. Slide it and show him it is locked. See how it's locked. So now he is going to push the button right by the trigger guard, which will release the slide. And so on the trap field, you would release it back and just drop one shell right inside the hole there. And again, the gun is going to be pointed down, so the shell will drop right in there, and then you would slide the action shut. All the time, the safety has to be on these firearms. You don't want them walking around with the safety on fire. You want to be very careful that every time you shoot, you can put the safety on.
Black is safety.
Yeah, Owen is putting in some information here that remember, red means fire. If you can't see red, it's on safety. So that's basically it for the pump action shotgun. And again, we're just showing how the action's open for safety, and you know, they normally would be pointed down. Owen is just doing some demonstrations here. So this is a semi-automatic shotgun, a Beretta 390 model. The action will hold open, as with most semi-auto shotguns, after the last shot. So if you shoot only one shell, when you fire the shell, it should stay open. When you come to the range and your gun is closed and you want to open the action, it will most likely be closed when you start, and you would have to push the little button underneath to lock that open, and then that will lock the bolt open. Again, on a semi-auto shotgun, no matter how yours works, whether it's an 1100 or what brand or model it is, you would drop your one shell in the chamber during the trap practice or your trap session, and you would push the side button to close the bolt right there. I believe on an 1100 the button is on the bottom. I could be wrong, but I think that's true. So that's basically your gun handling and what you would do on a trap field at practice or at a shooting event.
You can also rest your gun on the shoulders, they teach you in under safety. It's another safe way to hold your gun. Or you can hold it like this if there's nobody around you or in front of you.
And you're talking more for hunting.
More for hunting.
Versus the trap field.
When you're at trap and you're walking around, you usually want to hold it like this and walk around.
Because there's a lot of people involved. And, you know, here in Iowa, our state trap event has probably 3,000 people. And I believe they say it's a mile long of trap houses. So gun handling is very important. It's taken very seriously. And nobody will smug about it if you're doing something wrong. So don't be scared. Just try to practice proper procedure. So this is the basic trap field layout. You have 5 lanes, and the lanes are long. So post 1 is on the left, post 2 to the right, and so as the shooters shoot, it starts on post 1, and that will be your lead shooter. Each person shoots one shot and it goes down to 5 people. Then you shoot another round until you've shot 5 rounds from your post. Then the lead person on post 1 goes to post 2, and that person starts the shooting again. They're the squad leader. So your post 1 is usually always the squad leader. 25 shots are shot throughout one session of trap, 5 from each post. And as you can see, they're shot at 16 yards. Then there's handicaps starting at 18 yards and moving out to 27 yards. So here we go. We're going to talk about the exciting part of trap, and that's shooting targets and clay pigeons. I want to start with the new site that we have for training and for hunting, etc. I'm going to show some illustrations that show what the site actually looks like, and then we'll actually have some pictures come up with targets within the site of what you're going to look for. The purpose of this is so that you can understand that everything's happening within a V coming out of the trap house at a certain angle. So, and it's oscillating, so you don't know where the target's going to come from. So it could be going to the left, it could be going to the right, you don't know. It could be going straight ahead. The hardest thing for people to gauge is the lead, or where to aim at the target to get it to break. We have engineered a sight that is going to help with training your eye for what the lead should look like. So we have done the mathematics and the algebra equations to calculate the clay pigeons at roughly 15 miles per hour and at angles, and with shells shooting at 1200 feet per second, which is pretty average in the trap loads. So with that said, what you have to understand about lead is you are with the gun against your shoulder to the end of your gun is about 3 to 4 feet. That is a much smaller lead at the side of your gun when you're looking at the bird than what it actually is out 30 yards out. So the mathematics is it's like a triangle, and so it actually calculates out to about a 5/16 inch lead that you're actually moving the bead on the side of the target, which actually looks a lot different at 30 yards. And that is the issue that a lot of people have when they're trying to hit targets and know exactly how much to lead and in different situations. So we have built this sight. It's machined out of aluminum, 3/8 inch thick, and it won't scratch the gun. It has felt around it, so it will not scratch a gun. And what you're going to notice is it pre-calculates into 4 different segments of the sight for right lead, left lead, straight ahead, and falling targets. It's not designed for the meets or anything like that, but it is designed as a training tool to help your eye catch the visual picture of what you're looking at for distance at 30 yards, which is the average on 16-yard trap where they're breaking birds. And on handicaps it's a little different, but once you understand the 16-yard and get good at that, the handicaps will fall into place. Your lead will be a little different, but it'll fall into place. And so through the upcoming segments of pictures and illustrations, it's basically designed to help you understand what you're looking at for distance from the bead of your shotgun to the target by a visual sense, not by actual amount of footage at 30 yards, but what your mind sees. And what I want to make very clear is it's very hard for anybody to shoot at something moving like that across the screen. It's hard to catch up with it and do all that. So that's not what your mind is wanting to see. When you see a target moving away and going out at an angle like that, you need to visualize that target, focus on it to the point you're just seeing a spot on a target. And what you're wanting to do is your mind's going to know when it's ready, because the target is going to look like it's not moving because your speed is, equal with the target. So in knowing what we're looking for the targets, I want to take a moment to talk about the sight shown in the picture here on the end of the shotgun. You'll notice that it has a left and right hole, and a center hole, and a top hole. These are the pre-calculated leads for a left flying, right flying, straightaway bird, or a falling bird. So I'm going to pop in here between these two illustrations and just point out that the next one, now that you've seen the sight and seen that there's pre-calculated holes, this next one's going to show a bird, and it's going to be a left flying bird, and it's going to have the bird in a hole. So just know that the middle hole is where your gun is going to be shooting its load. So down the center to where the actual bird is going to look like it is in the sight is the amount of lead you want to give them at 30 yards, not what everybody's leading people to believe. And they tell them, oh, you got to lead it a foot or two. A lot of people are really aiming a foot or two ahead of it to what they think that looks like from their gun. You're going to see what it actually looks like, and it's only a little bit of a lead equals that much distance at 30 yards. So hopefully this will all come into play for you. It'll be a lot more understandable. So as you see in this illustration, the target is left flying, so you're using the very first hole that the target is coming towards, and that's how the sight works. And if you notice, from the bead of the shotgun to the distance of the target, that is your visual for how you're going to aim the gun. It really is a mind process that has to just know what kind of lead you're looking for, and it's that distance is the lead. So it's not aiming a foot and a half ahead of it like this picture illustrates, which would be clear off the other side of the sight, which is what a lot of people are doing. What you want to do is get on that line of that target coming out of the trap house. You want to come past it, and you want to focus on that bird until, to you, it is ready to shoot, and it'll be at that distance when it's ready to shoot. And if you're focusing on the bird, you're not even really focusing on, the gun or the aim. You're focusing more on that target, and that target's going to kind of look like it's standing still. And when it gets to that point, your mind is ready for that shot.